Deleting your sunroof is an essential mod for any G37 owner for security reasons. If you know, you know. I'm not going to get too far into it. But this is also a track car, so removing weight from the top of the car is a huge deal. We're going to see how much the entire sunroof assembly weighs, including motors, rails, the glass, etc., versus how much my aluminum sheet replacement weighs. I'm really hoping for a 30-pound difference. So the first thing I had to do was get in the car and remove some trim. I pulled down the headliner a little bit, but I'm not going to take it all the way off. What I did have to do was remove these things on the side of the sunroof, so that way we can access these little torque bolts, and then the sunroof will just pop right up. There we go. Now after all four are out, you can literally just pop the sunroof right up. So to get the remaining rails and motor out, I had to take out more of the headliner, and this was the really annoying part, trying to access all the bolts and everything. A couple of notes to make this easier when taking apart the roof liner. You might not be able to figure out how to take this piece off. You have to actually slide this pin up, and then there's a section here that slides out. Then you can yank this off. So you gotta make sure you slide this front piece off first. So yeah, this is everything. We got the sunroof itself, the rails, the motor, and some brackets. So I'm gonna get it all on the scale to see how much it weighs and compare it to my new sheet metal piece. Yeah, so a little bit disappointed here. All of this came out to 21 pounds, which is way less than I expected, and my sheet metal weighs just under 3 pounds. So we're gonna see an 18-pound difference. So I don't know, was this all worth it to just save 18 pounds? Remember, again, it wasn't just for weight savings, it was for security reasons. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Well, I just spent a decent amount of time getting it lined up, all pretty, taking measurements of the edges to make sure that it's fully centered. Then I drilled a few rivet holes on the sides, put rivets in there to hold it in place, then worked my way all the way around to get the pilot holes in there. So I just finished drilling the pilot holes for the sunroof panel. You can see I have a mess up here. But the tricky part was having to go between the different frame pieces and stuff. I'll show where the rivets actually end up sitting later. So now I just started to draw a line around the holes so that I can cut the sheet metal piece to not be bigger than it needs to. Okay, it's all cut up, so now I'm just going to sand the edges. Then I sand the surface for a better paint adhesion. So it ends up looking like that, and now I have to wipe it with alcohol, then I can start priming it. So this is the order of how I'm gonna paint the panel. We have self-etching primer, black gloss paint, and then 2K gloss clear coat. And this is how it ends up looking after all that. I didn't even end up using the clear coat. Now I'm going to use this automotive black seam sealer around the edges, inside and outside of the rivet lines, just to give it some extra sealing and make sure water does not get in. Then I installed a few rivets and then opened up the rest of the pilot holes to put the rest of the rivets in. Okay, so I just finished bonding and then applying rivets. The bond went in between the panels before I put it on and put the rivets in. But I think it actually looks pretty good. You can see K's reflection. It actually reflects light, so I didn't do such a horrible job painting it. But I gotta clean it up, the sealer, tomorrow after it dries. It's impossible to clean right now. And then we'll see how it looks. So yeah, here's how it looks. I think it looks pretty good, especially since I didn't even use any clear coat on this side. I mean, it's still reflective. For somebody that doesn't paint, I think that's okay. I do have to clear up some of the goop from the seam filler that kind of came out the sides. I have a Goo Gone bottle over there for that, so I'll just go around the edges. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. So I want to show you guys where the rivets went through. There's this outer frame section here. This is the sunroof panel, but this outer frame section, so you have to kind of place the rivets between. This is the bottom of the rivet. And then in the back, I went all the way back to the cross frame piece. And now the fun part, getting this all back together, which I'm not looking forward to. Well, it's all back together now. Unfortunately, I can't turn the car on and bring it out to clean it and show you because my fuel pump relay isn't working and the car won't turn on. So that's another issue for another day. But you'll have to stay tuned to see how it looks in the sunlight after it's all cleaned up.